Video came out yesterday. It was all about me having trouble getting hold of tomatoes. And later on in the day, I discovered there was actually a shortage. And it seems to be more widespread over the last 24 hours over the media than it was. And the reasons behind it. I don't entirely believe what they're coming out with, but that's the mainstream media for you, isn't it? The video I put out got, quite a good load of traction, and there were some really interesting constructed comments on there, and I want to do a readout of some of them now just to share some of your thoughts with everybody. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Last video of the day, hope everyone is doing alright. And I wanted to make this one a comment readout. I was remiss last week and didn't do one. Now, tomatoes, we had a bit of trouble getting hold of them. I managed to get some in the end, but bloody pricey organic things, but served a purpose. They're still round, red and tasty and went with everything I needed. But somebody sent me an email where they were saying some of the supermarkets were actually considering food rationing because they were worried about running out of stuff. No more than 3 an item. Not all of them were doing it, but some of them were. And some of the reasons for this shortage are, crazy. I mean, logically, the way I look at it is during the winter months, maybe not as much is grown here, so we have to import it from other more hotter climates, and then during the summer months we can grow more of our own stuff. We have undercover greenhouses, well lit, scattered around the place, so perhaps we could do more. Maybe it's a sign we have to do more. But let's have a look at some of your comments. We'll start with Tom Limbish. Hello Tom. The egg shortage is a huge problem as well, and I watched a short video posted by a producer yesterday who said that it's caused by the supermarkets because they've raised the price that shoppers have to pay for eggs, but have given nothing to those that produce them. Yeah, you're dead right. I mean, there was a farmer, an egg producer in Wales, I think, and he did a little tour around his setup, and he said they basically can't afford to produce the things because the supermarkets aren't paying them top rate. And a lot of this is going overseas, and when there's transportation problems or production problems, we get no eggs. Gar, hello Gar. Various food items I've seen missing from shelves recently for the first time in my life. Chicken, eggs, tomato sauce, pasta, cooking oil, milk, yogurt, coffee, toilet rolls. That's just off the top of my head. I know there's others. I've also noticed when they eventually reappeared, they were considerably more expensive. I know when the pandemic first kicked off, there was bog roll shortage and pasta, wasn't there? And I threatened my boy with the Sun newspaper like we used to have to do in the old days. Wipe your ass with that. Oh God, that went down too well. But it's an education here because I've seen eggs and the tomatoes missing, but not really the others in my local area. It may be specific. That girl 81, hello to you. Locally grown and seasonal, it's something that needs to change. I dislike supermarkets, but right now I'm too sick to shop anywhere else. Bless you. I assume you get home delivery, do you, or is it local? I'd like to only shop local at small independent stores. The difference between something that's homegrown, locally in a field and pulled out and sold fairly quickly, as opposed to all this processor, so much difference, isn't there? Why can't we support our local stores? Handy Andy, same name as me. Well, the Andy bit anyway. As a country, we've never really been self-sufficient with respect to food. That's right, Andy. No, we haven't. I suggest no government ever has ever really addressed this issue properly. I mean, going back as far as the 17 and 1800s, I don't think we've ever really been that self-sufficient, have we? And I think that needs to change, whether it ever will or not. The south coast of Spain, Costa Almira, Costa Tropical, is wall-to-wall, plastic growing a variety of veg. Recent weather doesn't look anything out of the ordinary for the time of year. But that's the excuse they're giving. That's the only normie in the village. Hello to you. That is the excuse they're giving. And you've got to wonder, is it the reason? Alison, hello. I was looking on Tesco's online shopping last week, and practically all the tomatoes were out of stock. I wondered why. I did manage to get some. They were only small, but they weren't very nice. I went down my local co-op, Alison. It's literally 5 minutes walk down the bottom of my road. You got these piddly little things. I thought, shit, you can't eat them. They'll bloody evaporate when you try and cook them. And we hunted around and found some normal ones, but had to pay a bit more for them. My local Tesco's, the smaller one down the road from me, was running out. They were pretty threadbare, but I think the big one was all right. They reckon this will last a couple of weeks, but we'll have to see in a couple of weeks, won't we? Miss M, hello. I spent a lot of money on seeds in January and have started them off. I'm growing my own stuff this year, Andy. Cheaper too. There's a lot to be said for that. My old man's been doing it for years. Round the side of his house, there is loads of different varieties of vegetables. Potatoes, tomatoes, 2 different varieties, runner beans, marrows, cucumbers. He's grown it all. Really tasty and fresh. I mean, some of the marrows he's pulled off are huge bloody great things. Miss Jeff Bridges, hello to you. The supermarkets are playing us for fools. I buy Law coffee. The same jar in Co-op is £6. Tesco's £4.50. I don't mind 25p, but this is taking the piss. It certainly is. That's too much of a variation, isn't it? Ken Stevens, when I was a kid, there were few, if any, tomatoes about this time of year. They were a seasonal food, like nearly every other fresh food. A few appeared around Christmas from the Canaries, and they weren't very nice. I suppose by the time they got here. We had to wait for Channel Island stuff, then our own summer growers. Same with most fresh fruit and vegetables. What goes around, comes around. See the sense in that. Julie, suddenly, a little bit of self-sufficiency doesn't seem so silly. Old farts growing a few cabbages, does it? I remember when I was a teenager doing piecework on the fields, picking spuds down at the local farm. There was loads doing it, back-breaking, but, you know, we were doing our own stuff. I think I was 13 or 14 when that happened. And the last comment, Linda Jordan, thank you once again, Andy. I bought a pack of cherry tomatoes just over a week ago at Lidl's. They came from Morocco, a 500 gram pack. Only opened them today. They were perfect. Many blessings and much love. Thank you. Same to you, Linda. There you go, folks. A few of your comments read out there. The other comments I would like to acknowledge as well is all of the people, all the regular subscribers that commented on the video where I announced that milestone. We passed 36,000 subscribers. Really, really great stuff. I really appreciate all your loyalty, your feedback, and all the love and support you've given me over the last couple of years. It's been great. I'll do another one of these next week. Somebody bloody remind me so I don't forget again. And unless anything drastic happens, there'll be more content tomorrow, so look out for it then. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Toodaloo.